about growing up around different cultures and belief systems. You don't just inherit one way of thinking, you inherit a philosophical buffet. At least that's what I like to call it. It's like you're standing there holding a plate, thinking, do I want accountability? Do I want mercy? Do I want cosmic justice? Or do I want redemption? As someone who grew up around all kinds of cultures and people, religion was never a linear road. It felt more like an airport terminal, to be honest. Everyone arriving with different answers about life, about morality, and what happens after death. I don't really consider myself a religious person. I would say I'm very spiritual, not in a vague way, but in a sense like I question everything and try to understand why I believe what I believe. So, recently I had a conversation with a friend's mum who happens to be a pastor. And I told her something I've always believed in. I said to her, I believe in karmic accountability. I believe that whatever you put out into the universe eventually finds its way back. Perhaps not instantly, perhaps not obviously, but I truly believe your choices shape your inner world, your relationships, and the kind of life you live. So my friend's mum gave me this really thoughtful Christian perspective. She explained that Christianity doesn't believe your deeds or karma can save you. Instead, it centers around grace, the idea that humans are flawed and forgiveness isn't something we earn. It's something God gives. Now, I told her that I understand her perspective and where she's coming from. But I think the reality of human behavior is wider and way more complicated than that. Because you see, karma feels like a moral ledger and grace feels like a pardon. Karma says you live with the consequences of your actions, and grace says you deserve consequences, but forgiveness is possible, right? But I believe in accountability so deeply that it feels sacred to me. I have a hard time accepting the idea that someone could harm others, ask God for forgiveness, and move forward spiritually cleansed, while the people they hurt are still recovering from the damage. And yes, I know that religion doesn't technically teach that apologies are alone enough. It talks more about repentance, transformation, becoming a new person. I understand that bit. But I've also lived long enough to see how easily humans use spirituality as an escape from responsibility, not just in one religion, but everywhere. People pray, confess, meditate, perform rituals, and then sometimes walk right back into the same harmful patterns with different people. And that is exactly why I believe real growth requires ownership. No guilt, no shame, ownership. I believe if you hurt somebody, do you have to be brave enough to say, I did this, I take full responsibility. No excuses, no rewriting the narrative. And then comes remorse, real remorse. the kind that changes how you move through the world. And then comes changed behavior over time. To me, grace without accountability feels dangerous. But accountability without mercy feels suffocating. And perhaps that's the tension humanity has been trying to solve forever. How do we hold people responsible without deciding they're permanently broken? How do we allow forgiveness without enabling harm? What I do know is this: growth begins where self-deception ends. The more truth you can hear about yourself without running away, the more you evolve. Because I personally cannot extend trust or emotional closeness to anyone who refuses to fully own what they did, show genuine remorse, and demonstrate consistent change. Perhaps my spirituality sits somewhere between karma and grace. I believe actions shape consequences. I believe people can change, but I don't believe change happens without radical honesty. And I do not think performing rituals erases bad behavior. I think transformation rewrites it. That's what I believe. So this was the conversation, and I wanted to come on here and yap about it. That's it. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk. Mwah. Bye bye.